Okay, today we're going to discuss the John Deere 3038e. We're also not going to discuss the fact that I need a new seat. But, anyhow, day before yesterday I came over here and I was going to use the front end loader to pick something up, and I put the key in and I turned it and it did not do that. It did not do that. It actually did not crank. When I turned it all the way over, it didn't even try. I tried other things to see if they worked. The lights worked. Well, actually, the lights was the only thing you could really test, the blinkers and everything. So, I tested the Pto Switch. And one of the ways you can test whether or not the Pto switch is actually showing as off, because if it's on, it will not crank, is when you turn the key on, okay, you see your lights there. Now this, I hope I don't get anybody dizzy here. This, watch. Okay, do you see that Pto switch come on? Okay, so that light. Okay, that's on, that's off. If it goes off, then your switch is actually working. So this one here has had trouble in the past. I had to wiggle it, but it's gotten out of that. So, but that was one thing that I thought it might be. Under the seat, of course, you have your switch there. As you can tell, I just cranked that thing standing off of it. It was in neutral. It will not crank unless it's in neutral, but you can take that switch loose right there and hot wire it and test that. Another thing that you can do, one of the ways to test it is when you put it in and put it out of neutral and put it back into neutral with the key on, then you should hear a clicking sound in there. And you should hear your actually hear your fuel pump turn on, and it'll bang like that, and that means all that's working. So everything was working as far as the switches were concerned. I thought it might be the starter, God forbid, and which, I mean, it's no big deal. I've changed out several starters in my lifetime. I just don't like I don't like to have to test them, especially on something on a newer model like this. But I decided to see about the fuses. Now, in the manual, it shows the fuse box is right here. You see this is the emergency brake. It shows it being right there. Of course, that needs to be cleaned off. But on this one, it's under here. You see right here? It's under the steering wheel. You pull that off, and there are your fuses. I think I've got a picture of them. Yeah. Now, right up here up top, you can tell those black things, that's your relays, okay? The camera was swinging around so bad that it actually would make you seasick to watch it, so I decided to use pictures to show what I am referring to in this video. This is the door to the fuse box that's under the steering column, and on the door is the fuse panel diagram. As you can see, K2 is the fuse relay. To the right of it is the glow plugs relay. F01 is the ignition switch fuse, and before you start checking relays, I would definitely check the fuse. But as you can see on the next on this actual picture of the fuse box, you can see where the actual relay is. Now, you will note above the fuses is where the actual black relays are. However, as is pointed out in this picture,
I had already removed the glow plugs relay and used it to repair the starter relay, which was to the left of it. You can see the arrow pointing to the starter relay and the arrow pointing to the fuse that goes to the ignition switch. So that kind of gives you a layout, and believe me, these fuses and relays are hard to get to. You have to take a knife, your pocket knife or something, or a screwdriver, and put behind that relay to pop it out of there, or to get it to where it'll loosen up and pop out. And just be sure the key's off. That's the main thing. But I would check the ignition fuse as well. These are supposed to be the relays that are, well, actually, it's just one relay. It's several different views of it. It's the one that John Deere lists for the 3038e, and it's actually for all three relays, the glow plugs, the fuel pump, and the one in the center, which is the starter. It lists the same number for them. It's the part number L as in Lisa, V as in Victor, A as in Apple, 13729. And you'll need to verify that part number, though. Make sure that it goes for yours as well. Well, that about does it for this video. Hope that it helps you out if you're having this kind of trouble. Like I said, if you look at the manual that's online, it shows that fuse box to be somewhere else. And if it is under your steering column, it might be a pretty good idea to open up that door on it and be sure that crud and garbage ain't up in there. Go ahead and clean it out. It could help alleviate some future problems. Thank you for watching.